Madeira is an autonomous region of Portugal. It is an archipelago situated in the North Atlantic Ocean, in the region of Macaronesia, just under 400 kilometers north of the Canary Islands Spain, 520 kilometers west of the Kingdom of Morocco and 805 kilometers southwest of mainland Portugal. Madeira sits on the African Tectonic Plate, but is culturally, politically and ethnically associated with Europe, with its population predominantly descended from Portuguese settlers. Its population was 251,060 in 2021. The capital of Madeira is Funchal, on the main island's south coast. The archipelago includes the islands of Madeira, Porto Santo, and the Desertas, administered together with the separate archipelago of the Savage Islands. Roughly half of the population lives in Funchal. The region has political and administrative autonomy through the Administrative Political Statute of the Autonomous Region of Madeira provided for in the Portuguese constitution. The region is an integral part of the European Union as an outermost region. Madeira generally has a moderate subtropical climate with Mediterranean summer droughts and winter rain. Many microclimates are found at different elevations. Madeira, uninhabited at the time, was claimed by Portuguese sailors in the service of Prince Henry the Navigator in 1419 and settled after 1420. The archipelago is the first territorial discovery of the exploratory period of the Age of Discovery. Madeira is a year-round resort, particularly for Portuguese, but also British, and Germans. It is by far the most populous and densely populated Portuguese island. The region is noted for its Madeira wine, flora, and fauna, with its prehistoric laurel forest, classified as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The destination is certified by EarthCheck. The main harbor in Funchal has long been the leading Portuguese port in cruise ship dockings, an important stopover for Atlantic passenger cruises between Europe, the Caribbean and North Africa. In addition, the International Business Center of Madeira, also known as the Madeira Free Trade Zone, was established in the 1980s. It includes incentives. The Madeira archipelago is located 520 kilometers from the African coast, 805 kilometers from the closest point in the European coast and 1,000 kilometers from the capital of Portugal, Lisbon. Madeira inhabits the extreme south of the Torre Madeira Ridge, a bathymetric structure oriented along a north-northeast to south-southwest axis that extends for 1,000 kilometers. This structure consists of long geomorphological relief that extends from the abyssal plain to 3,500 meter. Its highest submersed point reaches a depth of about 150 meters. The gross domestic product reached nearly €7 billion in 2023, accounting for 2.6% of Portugal's economic output. GDP per capita was of €27,370 or 73% of the EU 27 average. The GDP per employee was 71% of the EU average. The islands have two airports, Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport and Porto Santo Airport, on the islands of Madeira and Porto Santo respectively. From Cristiano Ronaldo International Airport the most frequent flights are to Lisbon. There are also direct flights to over 30 other airports in Europe and nearby islands. Transport between the two main islands is by plane, or ferries from the Porto Santo line, the latter also carrying vehicles. Visiting the interior of the islands is now easy thanks to construction of the Vias Rapidas, major roads that cross the island. Modern roads reach all points of interest on the islands. Football is the most popular sport in Madeira and the island was indeed the first place in Portugal to host a match, organized by British residents in 1875. The island is the birthplace of international star Cristiano Ronaldo and is home to two prominent teams, CS Maritimo and CD Nacional, the later of which he played youth football for before leaving to join Sporting CP. Tourism is an important sector in the region's economy, contributing 20% to the region's GDP, providing support throughout the year for commercial, transport and other activities and constituting a significant market for local products. The share in gross value added of hotels and restaurants also highlights this phenomenon. The island of Porto Santo, with its 9-kilometer-long beach and its climate, is entirely devoted to tourism. Visitors are mainly from Europe, with Portuguese, British, German and French tourists providing the main contingents. The average annual occupancy rate was 60.3% in 2008, reaching its maximum in March and April, when it exceeds 70%.